don't want to take a lot of your time, but the idea was to have a channel where if any of you with your ongoing engagement or upcoming new engagement, or if you guys are outside the region, specifically for those, and I know few people have joined here who are in the region. If there are any open questions or concerns, like regarding what's happening in the freelance deployments during ongoing tensions that we are seeing in the region. So that was the whole purpose, nothing beyond that. So more than happy to kickstart the conversation, or if there are any open questions, happy to take them on as well. Great. So if there are no opening questions, I'm more than happy to give like a quick roundup from our side of what we are seeing on the ground here. Knowing fully well what's going on, how GCC as a region has come under conflict in some shape and form since 28th of Feb. So what we are seeing short term is there is a meaningful action that is going on. There is a slight bit of a change, the kind of request that we are seeing. But fundamentally speaking, there is definitely a positive push towards getting work done, getting initiatives rolled out, and getting a certain type of talent being rolled out on certain projects. So the demand, be it in UAE or in Saudi, or even for that matter, a bit around Qatar, is consistently going on. There is definitely a shift in the nature of these deployments. For example, earlier it was completely on-site. Now we are seeing a shift towards a bit partial like remote, but it's not that. For example, if you are, say, like sitting in Germany, so you can work in Germany and then you can come to UAE or come to Saudi. There's like definitely a preference where clients still wants consultant to be around and near, so that if they would like to come to the offices, they can. I know so many clients in Abu Dhabi where I guess the intensity is much higher and push towards remote is much higher compared to any other city in GCC, excluding Doha as an example. There also there is a bit of an unsaid understanding that at least 30% of the offices or 40% of the offices will be on site. That's that. And finally, one point I wanted to make was around, was around the nature of the demand. So the nature of demand is definitely have started coming in from the lens of AI. So there is definitely a preferences that clients are showing, consultants who are a lot more efficient by using AI tools and a lot more open, and they have worked and have already they're using such tools in their own workflows. So that has been coming out more clearer compared to say 1 month ago or 2 months ago. So that was the final message that I wanted to kind of deliver.
Yeah, thanks, Haninder. That's really interesting that you finished on AI there. That's something that I've been looking at the moment. Obviously, I specialize in general business transformation, technology-enabled business transformation. And in the marketplace, when a new technology comes along, in the perception of clients, they all want a long-term expert in this new technology, despite the fact that it's only been around for a short time. So if I was to look, let's say, to obtaining some sort of training or certification to position myself as being knowledgeable in the implementation or deployment of AI within a transformation program, are there any particular certifications or certification or qualifications that clients in the region would look to respect?
Like when it comes to general management consulting, Simon, what we are seeing is there is no specific certification that clients are looking for. But I will say the last 5 conversations have been, someone who has used Claude and knows building models on Claude can quickly do the research and bring up a couple of pages fast. So I think that's the kind of language that we are seeing. And in the interactions between clients and consultants, there has been a clear communication that yes, we have used these tools. Look, like this is how I deliver my work.
Yeah.
And yes, we acknowledge that a certain piece of research maybe a few months ago used to take me 3 days. Now it's taking me
Yeah.
half a day.
Yeah.
So like there are no specific certifications per se, but there's
Yeah.
a clear evidence that even the market or consultants are showing that yes, this is how I have improved, and these are the tools I use. That's how I verify my data.
Yeah.
That's how I protect my data. So those
Yeah.
conversations have evolved quite a lot.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, and that's good because I have been experimenting with it quite a bit, and I've been reading a lot
Yeah.
around it and some of the guidelines and around the protection of data and so on. But it it just I was just wondering whether an official certification of some kind would help. But okay, thank you for that.
Yeah. But definitely on the technical roles, some of the implementation work where it's a little bit more like I will not say pure play developer roles, but more technical PM because nowadays a technical PM can act as a full dev team. If I
Hmm.
have to, choose my words a bit carefully. So there, they definitely want a bit of some bit of like certifications, the way they operate the systems, especially when it comes to security, because public sector is extremely cautious. There have been so many examples that we have seen that even they cannot use Claude in their Claude code, for example, in its entirety, given how the data gets handled and treated. So
Mm.
there are definitely practical uncertainties at this point in time. So they would want people who are like getting their hands into the implementation. They know what they're doing. But from management consulting perspective, it's mostly all these usual suspects that can you use Claude in building text, in building models? Are you
Mm.
comfortable with Perplexity Computer? And it's like a very user-friendly tools. If you would have used them, it's as if you are using ChatGPT
Yeah, right. Yeah,
or
yeah,
or even Google search for that
yeah,
matter.
yeah. Thank you. Yeah, no, I've switched to using Claude from ChatGPT not long ago. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, there are now like so many tools, so many examples. But yeah, I guess
yeah,
as you go deep and deep, I'm sure now I've seen many consultants even making their own like agents in like, improving their improving their
yeah.
like day-to-day workflows.
Mm.
Great. Thanks a lot, Simon, for asking that question. More than happy in case anyone else has any questions, any concerns uh, in their minds. Mahendra
Well,
Bisht. Sorry, go ahead, Simon.
without wanting to hog the debate, I suppose the obvious question, and there is, what are people feeling in terms of confidence on the disruption caused by the conflict? You know, are people holding back on starting in taking initiatives and doing new projects, or and possibly raising question: are you seeing a demand from project for people working in the defense sector?
Uh, so I think, as I was saying, there is a bit of a good like diversity of the kind of projects that we are seeing. I will say the immediate deployments on the defense sector is still, in the arena of high confidentiality. So I'm sure bigger consulting firms definitely are seeing a demand. Only under confidence, like I was able to understand that yes, there are meaningful projects, especially when it comes to scenario building, planning at institutional level. This is something that has been initiated at full scale at certain organizations here in GCC. It is getting definitely percolated, but down to other type of institutions. But from freelance community basis, we have seen a bit of a request around security and cybersecurity as a
Mm.
vertical. So that definitely we are seeing lot more interest and request, not just on project basis, but quite a lot on the proposal basis as well, wherein clients typically ask us to submit project proposals, as I might have covered in the last call, or even certain boutiques, security boutiques, who are asking for not just the like digital security, but also like physical security.
Okay, thank you.
Great. Um, one more thing maybe that I wanted to kind of float out is that something that we are experimenting with is around microservices. So, which you will be hearing in the next coming weeks, wherein we are trying to go to a certain segment of the market, especially growth stage ventures and certain functions in large institutions, our ex-clients or current clients, wherein we are trying to unbundle a problem statement. For example, if we look at operating model as a problem statement, it might have different components, which is around doing a diagnosis, doing certain kind of benchmarking, or conducting stakeholder interviews or sessions. So what we're doing and what we're experimenting now is we are kind of taking this problem statement and unbundling it into multiple work streams, not your usual 3, 4 work streams that you will typically carve out if you are attacking this problem statement end to end, but a lot more. That gives the client confidence that yes, they still have a control of such an internal topic themselves, but are also able to get certain pieces solved, not just through AI, but an expert in between. So we are kind of, like removing this explicit conversations that he used this tool or that tool, but it's more like, for example, meet Simon. He has done transformation in upstream oil and gas, and when it comes to thinking of decentralized or centralized organization, like Simon can quickly come up with how it is contextual to you within 3 days, for example. So
Okay.
that's kind of a promise of three things. First is the speed, the second is the expertise that you bring to the table, and third is also the support that we on the back end would provide, so that the promise of the time is met with. So just
Um,
something that you will hear more and more in the coming days.
yeah, that sounds very interesting, Haninder. Yeah, I'll keep an eye out for that. Thank you.
Great, perfect. I will be online for the next 5-10 minutes more. If there is any questions from anyone's side, more than happy to take it. Again, it is the idea of this forum was to have an open and free-flowing conversations. So yeah, I'm here, just like typing out few of my things, but happy to be around and ask and answer any questions.
Hi, Haninder. It's Ritika here. Can you hear me?
Hey, of course. How are you
How
doing?
are you?
Good,
Yeah,
very
I'm
well, very
well.
well.
Firstly, thanks. I mean, this conversation has been really helpful, especially for folks, let's say, who are not there currently, not understanding what is happening out there, because the news covers a bit different part of things. Plus, I think projects wise, I think this provides a good clarity. I don't know if like it's a question which can be answered, like given it's just 4 weeks right now, but uh, are you also observing any difference in appetite in the kind of firms that bring on the project? So, maybe like GCC headquartered or the regional offices of multinationals, because as we are also understanding, regional offices of multinationals are for their own employees, and especially the US multinationals are keeping shut. So, have you seen that difference in these kind of client demarcation?
Uh, I think
Or
that's a
it's too soon to
yeah.
say?
I think that's a fantastic question. So, but I'll be honest, we don't have too much of an exposure over there. But based on the network and all the like recent happenings, what I have seen is, for example, like Citibank, I have various colleagues over there. It is a very good example where the workforce has been asked to work from home
Exactly, yeah.
explicitly. I know there are various firms in DIFC that have been asked to work from home. Even in the financial center or in one central, people who are aware of like Dubai's geography might be able to relate to that. But yeah, there are certain areas where like government is trying to take extra cautious play, which I guess makes
Mm-hmm.
sense. Again, we can only try to hypothesize based on whatever experiences we all have. But like right now, the reading in the market is that the firms that are explicitly exposed, their priority is more well-being, continuity, confidence
Mm-hmm.
boosting activities. But we do know that there is a lot of pipeline that is getting generated at how do you pump that energy back into the ecosystem? So they all are waiting for the right time where things
Mm-hmm.
hit a clear pause or clear turnaround, and there will be significant push that will come from public sector, from private sector, especially the US firms, because they don't want to lose the ground. They all are long-term players.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that's what's happening. But like definitely the firms that you have asked questions around, as of now, they are being super cautious.
Mm. No, that would make sense. Yeah, I think probably once it starts with like a better swing to
Yeah.
compensate.
Yeah, yeah. But anyway, freelance market that we have observed is primarily driven by local players.
Yeah.
Like when it comes to value, of course, like international players play a significant role as well. Not saying that they are a
Mm-hmm.
very small sliver in the market, but the local firms uh, are like going ahead with the initiatives that they were doing or they want to do this like so many projects where there is a bit of a follow on that, okay, if things have changed, how do we correct it? People who might be going to some other like decision makers in the region, be it PIF or RDO, they are coming
Mm-hmm.
back and saying, okay, what does it mean? Is there a shift? Is there a change that we need to incorporate in the things that were done by
Mm-hmm.
quarter 4 or quarter 1 this year? So yeah, like definitely there is a very clear and thinking around that. Obviously, we are here for long. We would like to adjust. We would like to reimagine what does it mean in the short term and in the near term. So those questions are getting asked
Mm-hmm.
to the team that are ongoing on few projects and the ones that recently concluded their engagement as like recent as few days or few weeks, and also the questions around the availability, the on-site and remote on the upcoming ones.
Mm. Got it. Thank you.
Thanks for
This helps.
thanks. Yeah, like, thanks for the question. And like hoping you to be back in the region again.
Yeah, a matter of few weeks.
Great. Good. Anyone else, if they want to share any thoughts, any insights, any learning, like too many things going on around AI, around tensions. So I guess we all have our brain full of all the things going around.
Guys,
Great.
hi, Harinder.
Hey, hi,
Hi,
Mahinder. Yes.
hi. Look, I joined late. I think I missed most of the content that you probably presented. And I just heard one question, which was probably around more, say, industry clients. But can you shed some light on whether, any sort of consulting clients, how are they perceiving the market right now?
Uh, yeah, like definitely will give a summary again, Mahinder. Like this was the first topic that we covered, that how consulting buyers are approaching the market right now. So as I said, there is definitely no like nothing stopping down when it comes to the demand of consulting services. But there has been a shift towards the kind of demand that they are like, coming to the market with. Uh, uh, and for example, there's a like bit of a shift towards preparatory questions. There's a shift towards AI as a necessary skill that a management consultant needs to bring to the table, which was not there a month ago, for example. There's a shift towards how these consultants are getting asked to be deployed on site versus like remote. Like obviously, like various clients in Abu Dhabi are asking for remote deployments, but they want, for example, the workforce to be around and near because they are trying to do hybrid deployments. What else? We did discuss about the local companies or local organizations and institutions. They are not slowing down in terms of the progress of the initiatives. Yes, there might be some rationalization of the budget, which we saw that's happening in Saudi, not just now, not just during this tension, but since last year. So, so that backdrop might be confusing the market. That yes, there is a bit of a break that's happening, but that has been happening since last year. So no change over there. We do believe that once the conversations move towards a bit more stability, there will be a strong spike that will come in preparation of reboosting the economy, be it from B2B side or B2C side. So just, a quick summary from that side.
Okay, well, thank you for that.
No problem. And I guess my colleague Aryan might share insights from the call, a bit of like recording as well to the wider community. In case there was any part that was missed, you will be able to quickly scan through, upload the video, I guess, on Perplexity, and you can get insights. Uh, Great. I guess if there are no further questions, we can call it a wrap. Again, thank you so much for all of you to join the call. And in case there are any follow-on questions that you might have, feel free to email us or WhatsApp us. We'll be able to get back to you quickly. Thank you, everyone. Thanks a lot for being here.